Welcome back to the shop, aviators. This is the all-wood kit called the Helios-45, available from Global Jet Club. It's made specifically for a 45 size turbine. And I know some of you are going to start saying, well, Kingtech discontinued their 45 and so did Zyko. No, Zyko still sells their 45. It's now been upgraded to a 52. So that's still available. There's a lot of other Kingtech still around, depending on what brand you like. And then as soon as all this stuff with the swing Ace gets sorted out, we're gonna have start shipping those out too. So anyway, this is the actual airplane, and I wanted to give you guys a quick look and some of the quick tips on what to do and what not to do and how to put it together real quick. It comes with the pipe and the tank on the airplane already. The nose comes out to the front, and as you can see, the tank is already mounted in there. So this is it requires small servos, the mini servos. It uses 7 of them, 2 for the elevator, 1 on each side, 1 for the rudder, 1 for the speed brake, because it has this Excalibur style speed brake down here in the middle, 1 for each aileron, and then 1 for steering. The only caveats that I would tell you, there's 3 things that to pay attention to. The slots for the servo wires are not that big, so you want to make your extensions that come out barely to the fuselage. You don't want a lot of extra lead hanging because there's not a lot of room for it. That's number 1. Number 2, or I guess number 1 thing you should do first before you do anything else is before you start fitting the pipe, before you do anything else, start putting in your extensions that are gonna go from the fuselage. Get your elevator, your rudder, and your elevator servos, and make sure that you use the slots that are there for the cables. I don't know if it'll come out in the camera, but there's little rectangular shaped slots in the fuselage, in the top and on the bottom, and you should run the cables through there. You want to run your cables in through here first before you put in the pipe, and then make sure your cables are secure where they're not going to be dangling or anything like that. And then that's I would say that's one of the first things you want to do. If you're gonna paint the inside or paint the tail cone black, obviously do that first. But other than that, just mind your wiring to make sure it doesn't get cut up or not touch. The main concern is for it to not touch the pipe. Basically, you don't want the servos. The outer wall of the pipe is not going to be that hot, but still, who wants to risk losing the elevator or a rudder because the cable got hot or melted into the pipe? Yeah, that's pretty much it. On the ailerons and on the wing, the slots are very small. Run all your cables. Like I said, there's little slots. The easiest one I can point to is this one right here. Run all the cables to the little slots there in the fuselage, on the side of the tank and on the front, on the back of the fuselage. You can either go to the top or go to the bottom, whichever way you like. I started off on the top, and then right about here, I pushed them both down to the bottom because down here is all the little slots, and then the cables basically come out through the front right here, and my receiver is mounted there. I'll show pictures of my receiver and how it's mounted on the other one. This is the white and yellow, obviously. I have the white and red one ready to go. Yeah, I'll show you some of the caveats and what to do and what not to do, and then we'll go from there. I have this kit here in Arizona. I will put in the extensions for you on this one because I'm going to use it to, for the video purposes. And then once I put it back in the box, whoever buys this one is going to get the cables already done, and I'll probably install the pipe for you, because I had a little bit of not a challenge. I just had like a learning curve for me in installing this one in there. When you put the pipe in, the actual exit diameter there is pretty accurate, or pretty close to what it needs to be. So when you're pushing the pipe in, it's gonna get stuck in the little teeth down here, in the back of the airplane right there, the supports. So the best thing to do is just get a screwdriver. Actually, I had to use 2 of them, and just basically pry the outer wall of the pipe to fit to the actual diameter in there. Because if not, you're gonna be trimming the little supports, the little tab teeth to support the pipe, and those are there to help you with the cooling for the pipe and everything else, to allow airflow to go outside the pipe and out of the back of the airplane. Hello aviators, welcome back to the shop. You guys wanted to check out more of the Helios? Well, here we go. This is the one that's sitting here at the house. This is the extra one. I have the white and red one for myself. This is the yellow and white. Like I said, I was going to do some work on this one and put it back in the box. Whoever Mike sells it to will have some of the work pre-done for them. Yay. I painted the inside. I had yellow, so I used yellow. That's just for fuel proofing. That's one of the things the manufacturer recommends. Colin Strauss is the guy that designed this and wrote the manual. He also said, hey, paint the back black. So I did. There you go. The hardest part of this airplane, the build for me so far, and this is like this, I said the second one, and that's why I put this video together, is running the cables from the back to the front and getting the cables through the wings and so forth. I have extensions here that you can see on there. They're just there to hold the cables in place so they don't pull through. But basically, if you look inside the fuselage, you can see that all the cables are going through the little loop or little holes that were in there. The ones for the wing, they come out from the bottom of the fuselage, and then I'll show you right now. And then I do the cable runs on the sides, put them through the bottom, and then out the middle here where the receiver should go. The hardest part of this build is getting the cables through. The channels are very small because this is a small airplane. So I use a nye rod to push the cable through. Even that's difficult, getting it, because the cable, the hole is the channel is so small, getting the nye rod to line up. But basically, I line up the nye rod, push the cable through, and then once it's here, I'm gonna tape this on there, so I'll show you. Once it's there, then you push it through the forward part of this wheel well to the top, and basically the cable comes out right here. It comes out right here. You'll do the same thing for the retraction and the brake cable. Put them through there, run them through the channel, through the middle here, and then out for your where your receiver area is going to be. Like I said, this one is already going to have there's 3 cables, 40-inch extensions from the tail to the nose for the 2 elevators and the 1 rudder. There is 2 24-inch extensions, 1 from each wing to the front here, and I added another one here on the inside, because your flap servo or speed brake, whatever you want to call it, it's a big old flap. The speed brake servo is going to go right here. Somebody had asked me before, because they hadn't seen this, hey, can you stuff a 60 in there? Nope, this is a 45 and it barely goes in there. So there you go. That might answer your question there. As it is, you're gonna have to trim where the bolts for the mount that goes around the turbine. You're gonna have to trim the holes out of the fuselage there. The only other thing I had to do on mine, and I'll show you the pictures or videos of it later on, is I had to trim this this mount a little bit at an angle like 45 degrees or whatever. I had to chop the corner off in order to get the pipe in. So that's it for now. If I decide to stick the pipe in here for whoever buys this one, I'll do another video. But other than that, the CG is 110 millimeters at where the wing meets the fuselage. This airplane already has a mark right there. Those are not from the factory. I put that in there. So it's 110 millimeters from here to here, not from the where the wing root meets the the wing to back, because then it'll be too far nose forward, nose heavy. But it's from the where the wing meets the fuselage back 110 millimeters. Any questions? Let me know. Most of the throws are 10 millimeters for elevator and ailerons. Rudder, just a little bit more than that. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and we'll go from there.